hello. Okie doke. I'm getting the chats up. Actually, wait. I'm once again doing it the wrong way because I need you on my other machine. Hi, Shader. We're a little late. We're a little late to start. Listen, I had to clean up some stuff. I wanted to see, I did a quick little scan through. I didn't work on anything after stream yesterday on this project. So we're picking up where we left off. And I figured out now that I have a clear head looking at the problem, I realized what the issue is for our cat command not working. And it's because I'm only applying single quotes to currently, I think, the echo command. Oh no, I'm not. But I think I'm splitting on the spaces after going through it all, you know? So anyway, it's a whole thing. I should probably generate arguments potentially while parsing through the single quotes. So we're still on the single quotes problem. Okie doke. Because I did not factor in everything. I'm slowly getting YouTube chat up. Hi, Twitch chat. I see y'all. Y'all are going crazy. Hello. It's so nice to see everyone. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Abu, thank you so much for the 5 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. How is everyone? How's it going? Whoa. I gotta mute on this machine. I actually don't know how to turn my volume off on this machine. TBH. My i3 config. Don't know how she works. All right. So. You got a week of holidays? That's actually huge. I'm here to ask some life advice. The chat and I are ready to be your free therapy. We're so ready. Why is bro using Rust? Why doesn't anyone use C anymore? Okay. I think C is a great language. I think if you want to use C, you should. 110%. C is a great language. Really good one to have in your skill set. I decided to learn Rust because there's just a lot of open source projects that are written in Rust. Not to say there aren't any in C. But good friends of mine are also like really big into Rust. And so I was like, okay, they've been telling me for years that I got to jump on the Rust bandwagon. Like I got to let me see what there is to see. Okay. Are they all talk, or is this language actually goated? Because Rust does also have one of the highest, developer satisfaction ratings for like years running out of all languages, which is kind of funky. Yeah. So I just figured Rust is a good thing to know and have in your back pocket, especially there's a lot of companies now that are pivoting to using Rust. I'm not specifically talking about Bun, okay? I'm not talking about like the vibe coded Rust transition, okay? But a lot of companies are choosing to build tools in Rust. Go or Rust? I think I love Go. I think Go is a great language. I mostly just wanted a change of scenery because I've been on Go for so long. You know, I was like, I know what's going on in the Go ecosystem. I want something new. Also, I feel like there's so much you can learn from the language design of other languages. Like, it's really important to go deep on a language, but at the same time, it's also really nice every once in a while to like try out a new language, understand what decisions they made around that language and why. I think it's really, there's a lot you can learn about like what it means to write good software and even like just different practices that you never would have considered. So yeah. Alrighty. I almost dropped my knife, my office knife. Do not ask. I have a knife on the shelf because sometimes I don't want to break a nail opening something up. And so I have a butter knife that I use in my office. In case y'all are wondering, I knew that. I'm answering that preemptively. I knew someone was gonna ask. They're like, wait, what was that metallic sound? It's my office knife. Okay, obviously. Clearly. Yo, have you guys been watching? I think we rated Ryan a couple streams. How have you been liking the debugger? Wait, why am I saying debugger development? He's not developing a debugger. Why am I okay? I'm blanking, but I know it's the Rad's game engine. What is it? Nice cover up story. Some people got some. Nah. You know what? I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the bait. What's on the agenda today? We continue building the shell. So I didn't work on it since last stream. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, teacher, I didn't do my homework. But we're gonna be comfy cozy and we're gonna fix it. Ryan Fleury is making debugger? No, he's not. Is he? Wait, what? Why is my brain broken? Can we talk about these pants? Are they monkeys? No, they're teddy bears. It's upside down for you. It is the rad debugger? Okay. That's because you finished the load balancer, right? Listen, you asked me that question. We're in the Padme Anakin Skywalker meme right now. Okay? You finished the load balancer, right? And then I just go, right? You know what I'm talking about. The rad debugger. Okay, yeah. Okay. You know what? I'm just testing. I'm quizzing you. All right. So Anita is asking us a question. Chat. This is directed to you. So put your little like responsibility hats on. Okay. Because we're giving them life direction today. All right. Okay, so Anita's saying, so goblins of the internet, I am currently trying to figure out which direction within IT fits me best. I have a background in both IT support and web development, so I've tried to do different areas already. I quickly realized that help desk / support work felt too repetitive for me, and front-end development didn't really click either since I'm not really interested in UI, UX, or design. The problem is that I find a lot of different areas within IT interesting, which makes it difficult to figure out what path or education makes the most sense for me long term. So personally, how I've always tackled this is I've been like, oh, there's a chance that I'm going to be interested in this thing that is a harder path than this other option that I'm equally interested in. And I consistently choose the harder choice because I'm like, oh, I can always backtrack and go to the easier one. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, if I'm in it and I hate it, I can always backpedal and go for the easier option. And it's a lot less like if I go for the easier option, then I'm like, oh, I don't like this. And then I have to then pivot to the harder one. That feels like a longer time between when you can become like competent and or like proficient enough in something to get a good pay. You know what I mean? But it's kind of one of those things you're gonna, no matter what. And I think this is part of the beauty of the tech industry is that like it is so vast that you're, no matter what, you can work on something, you can be in something for like 5 years, 10 years, whatever, and then like move on to a different specialty. You know, like that's not impossible. Sure, it might come at like a pay cut slightly, you know, for like a year or two, but overall, it's going to give you so much more satisfaction long term. YouTube chat still has no place next to Twitch chat. Oh, wait, here. I can put you all on the, the activity feed I have separate. Wait, where am I? Oh, I have the wrong keyboard. Okay, hold on. What do I have attached right now? This is very chaotic. Wait, can I type on this? Oh, it's the wrong keybinds. Okay. There we go. Now you can see chat. This is honestly maybe potentially slightly a little dangerous. I'm going to also switch my source so I can see the big screen. Oh, I think I do actually need to be able to see my stream though. Whatever. Let's see. Okay. The chat is giving life advice. Yanis is saying best direction is to become a farmer as far away from the city as possible. We're all going to end up there anyway. Okay, Shadowed said, bro is literally me. What about the job market? Sometimes you just got to take what you can get your foot in the door, get those contacts, get a good base pay that covers your bills, and then focus, like make sure that you don't give all of your energy to that job and just focus your energy towards your goal. That's pretty much what I did with me getting into software. Cause I did IT support stuff and like, I was like a systems analyst before. And I like kind of just came into that through needing something to pay the bills. And also, I wanted something that was like adjacent to the end goal, which was always programming. But sometimes it's a meandering path, you know, it's not the perfect straight path forward. And, you know, by the way, I'm 26 and I already feel late/behind in life. Anita, for what it's worth, even like most people who like when they graduate from university, they're in like early to mid 20s. And even then they are going to have to spend a lot of time ramping up anyway. Like by 26, it's not like you have that many people that are like super crazy established in their field. And if they got in early. Like it's not, if they are, it's like, it's so much about like I think that a lot of your potential to do things early on in life and to like achieve things very young has so much to do with like how well set up the path is for you. You know what I mean? Like it has so much to do with your resources and your network as a child, basically. You know, it's like basically how like you can't actually truly achieve anything by like 16, you know, but then you see like these stories of like, oh, this 16-year-old founder of this thing is now like a millionaire or something like that. And it's like, okay, you look at like the thing and it's like both the parents are entrepreneurs, you know, and it's like, okay, well, clearly they're like set up, they have all the resources available to do that. For some people, like they're able to do things early on because they have all the resources lined up for them to be able to do those things. And for other people, if they're having to like kind of forge their own path, it just takes longer. And the thing is too, is that you are going to be going into this job with a fully developed brain, okay? Which is worth way more than you would think, okay? Listen, you're going to go in there and you're going to have like all of your experiences, all of your work leading up to this thing is going to give you a different perspective that is going to shape how you approach problem solving and is going to give you, it's going to make you more valuable. So definitely don't feel like any side quests that you're doing are a complete waste of time or that like things that get in your way are a waste of time. The most important thing that you can have, I think, is resilience. And then Sassy says, just because you aren't born with a silver spoon doesn't mean you can't hustle to the top, though. It just takes time. Exactly. It's definitely not a case of like, oh, I can't do it. It's just like, it's probably going to be a little bit more uncomfortable and it's going to take time to figure out because you don't have like, it's a shortcut to be able to have people around you that have the answers, you know? Sassy says, I was 24 when I started my company and you just have to push hard and get that bag and don't apologize. Yeah. And the thing is too, is it can take a while to like build up that confidence as well. Like, I feel like even in my case, like there's so many ways that I held myself back in my career. And yeah, in like education and career, just because I was like too shy in some cases, you know, which you would have no idea because I'm a streamer. But I'm a streamer. But yeah, it's like being too shy to ask the questions or having self-doubt and having that like that back and forth with yourself where it's like, okay, no matter what, just push, like just do it anyway. You know, the best case scenario is that you do it anyway. You learn, you either fail, in which case you are going to learn so quickly from that failure and you're going to be able to reset even faster. The other case is that it works out, and then, okay, now is on to the next step where I also don't know what I'm doing, so I've got to figure that out now. It's just like layers of being like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm doing, but now I'm going to figure it out, and getting the confidence to be able to know that you can figure it out. Honestly, though, that is what experience gives you. Like people that are like senior staff devs that have like decades of experience, that experience, the value of that is that they've seen these so many problems so many times. They have the confidence, they know where to look to solve things, and they know that like they can unblock themselves quickly because they don't have that kind of internal friction on, oh, they don't have that self-doubt because they're like, oh, I've done this before. And that experience is what gets you confidence over time. If I start a degree now, I'll end up being 30 until I finish a bachelor's. Well, you can do school part-time. You can also look at community colleges will give you you can get like associate's degrees and different things like that. You can also look into it, Anita. So I've had different friends in the past as well where they basically got a job at a company, and it was a larger company, and they were in a role that was adjacent to what they wanted to do, and or got they were in a role that was adjacent, and or I can't remember if someone had quit and they were looking for a replacement and they wanted to fill that new role. But they actually had their employer was paying for them to get their degree. So often you can get, if you have already an established job, you can get your employer to pay for your courses because they get tax deductions for that. So that's another thing to keep in mind is like, just because if you want to work on your degree or like towards some credentials, it's not just one way to do it. There's like a lot of different paths that you can take that will all work. And honestly, though, no matter what, I do think that like your ability to get hired has everything to do with who you know. So expanding your network is such an important part of like everything. But yeah, really, like, I feel like there were so many concepts as well that I didn't understand when I was younger. And as I got a little bit older, for some reason, my brain was just like, oh yeah, of course, it's obvious. You know what I mean? Like there's something when your brain develops, it's like you, I think, get better at problem solving and like pick up concepts faster. Just go get that bag. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Sassy. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You got to just be like, you know what? Okay. Low key, one of my favorite hacks that I'll go back. One of my favorite hacks that I ever came across, and I did this. So I used to do, I did ballet for a very long time, and like for performances and stuff, right? Like it's like it can be very unnerving, and I'd have like different ballet exams and stuff like that we had to do. And it was like a very intense program. And one thing I realized is that, and again, I've told you guys, I just told you about how like there were different times where I would have like that self-doubt, and that would be a way where like that hesitation would hold me back. And what I actually started doing is I would be telling myself when I was about to go perform or like super nervous for something, I'd be like, I'm a professional ballerina. I already know how to do all this. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world. Like literally just gassing myself up in my head. And it worked. I always gave like the best performances when I was just like, I'm just like, fake it till you make it. Like I am not, none of these things are true, but sometimes you just gotta gaslight yourself in the best way. Be like, I'm so good at this thing. I'm the best ever. So why would I ever need to, if I was the best, how would I act? How am I carrying myself? How am I performing, Yeah. So doing stuff like that too, of like, I feel like you gotta nip it in the bud. If you ever have that like self-doubt, you're gonna hold yourself back so much. And if you are feeling it, just literally be like, what if I was already the best in the world at this thing? How would I tackle this problem? How would I get that bag, as Sassy is saying? Yeah. I hope that helps. I hope that's helpful. Okay, Vampiro says, I was 32 when I became a dev. Age only matters to people who don't matter. Honestly, true. It's so interesting because I think like one thing that I've noticed is when people are really worried about like, oh, I just want to make sure I'm a really good fit for this company. And I'm like, and they're like, oh, so I have to act this certain way or I have to present myself this certain way. And I'm like, but obviously it depends on like if you feel very pinched, then like you have, you got to do what you got to do. But at the same time, I'm like, if it's actually going to be a really good job fit, you want to make sure that they are hiring you for you, you're better off just being yourself and finding you will be the perfect match for the right company, It's great. After 20 minutes, she's ending. No, we're not at the end of the stream. We're just starting. We're just catching up. The alter ego effect. No, for real. Sometimes you just gotta be like, fake it till you make it. Pretend like you're professional, like you're the best ever at whatever you're trying to do. And it actually can help you so much with understanding concepts better. Like, it's so funny where our brain hesitates like that. Have confidence, but don't follow the hype and BS your way into nowhere. Yes. I think you also have to be very self-aware though, because like if you're somebody where you have a tendency to like have a bit of an ego, maybe you don't need to do that. You know what I mean? Maybe we don't need to like be like, I'm the best ever at this thing. It's like, okay, let's chill. Let's learn some Haskell and be humbled. Okay. But I think for like in my case, or like for a lot of people, I feel like there's that like hesitation and or thing where you can kind of like prevent yourself or hold yourself back unintentionally. Also, Friendly, thank you so much for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. Anyone got recommendations for working in Europe? I'm just getting started. Honestly, I would say I would try to do some coffee chats with people in the industry, even if they're working in a role that you want to work in. If they're working at a company that you want to work at. Like, try to just arrange coffee chats with people. You can like cold DM people. You might not get responses, but all you need is like one response, okay? All you need is one. Like getting coffee chats could be a good way to like, one, get some answers if you have questions that can't already be answered with job postings online. If you have specific questions about their experiences, like working in that profession, whatever. It also gives you an opportunity to connect and network. Meaning if you meet somebody and you get along well during the coffee chat, like they will likely be like, oh, hey, yeah, like I'll keep my eyes open, see if there's any like rooms for referrals, and they'll give you a referral, which referrals count. They carry weight, that gets you like directly into an interview. But yeah. Okay, Yanis says, I was building stuff. I showed it to a founder at 25, no experience, no degree, and they hired me. Took ages to level up and kept grinding courses and studying for years. Now I'm a principal engineer at 30. 100%. I think that there is still, like, this might be a bit of a hot take. I do think that there is still very much, like, there's room in software for, like, no degree, but you have to still have that knowledge. Like, you have to make up for it. So it is something where it's like people are like, oh, maybe if I go the no degree path, like, oh, it's an easy in, but it's like, no. We're being held to the same standard. It's just, The degree can be helpful though for giving you like a base level of confidence of like, oh, I know the structure that everyone else took to get to where they are. Versus no degree, you're kind of having to like feel it out and be like, okay, well, this is working for me. Let me see if I can get the same results. Like, and you have to try and basically look at results and backtrack from there on how to get there, which is very different. James says, I had little to no experience in DevOps, and at 25-ish, I got very lucky when somebody at a large cyber company decided to give me a chance. I have no degree. 100%. All you need is one person who is willing to just be like, you know what? I'll pay you minimum wage and I'll get you to like do some of the tasks that I hate doing, and I'll give you a little bit of mentorship. Like, that is an in. That gets you in the door, and that gets you so much more opportunity. Like, the hardest thing is just getting in the door. And once you're in the door, you can get contacts. You can, like, your work will speak for itself. You have to just like get your foot in the door and have a good work ethic. She's an Emacs user. Why? Why? Dear God, why? I'm a uni student doing my undergrad in CS since my final year of grad. A few of my friends got placed in a good company, I'm guessing. It makes me so nervous. I feel like I'm being left behind. I will say, I feel like around the time where everyone is graduating from university is the time where you are most likely to feel behind. And then it's like, give it a little bit of time. Nobody gives a shit. Everyone is just going to be in there. Like, I think because it's all so like new and exciting at that age, that it's just like, once everyone's doing their 9 to 5, it doesn't really matter what you're doing for your 9 to 5, or if it takes you another couple years longer to get a placement, or like to get this, like a high caliber, whatever job. It's like, nobody cares at that point. Nobody cares. Javil says schools with mid CS programs put you in the same spot as no degree. I don't think I agree with that. Because it does give you like confidence and structure. For sure. Definitely agree. It's actually kind of funny to see the surprise on some people's faces when you just do a walk-in. Oh wait, what did Sassy say? Oh, Sassy said also call people on the phone or go down and knock on their door. Emailing or filing in their vacancy form just makes you a number. If you're on the phone, they can't dismiss you that easily. So true. So true. You have to, this is also part of where it can be helpful to do like in-person events and stuff like that. Just like leave an impression. Leave an impression, or like be humanized in some way. You know, don't just be a number. You have to try and be like, oh, I've heard this person speak. I recognize their face, like something. Yo, what's up, low level? Hello. We're just chatting right now. We be catching up. We're talking about like, I guess, job, career advice. Yes, that's so true. Yanis is saying another point to keep in mind is that the average dev isn't you, as in the chatters. If you're on this stream, you obviously care a lot about your craft. If you keep that mentality and keep on grinding in your spare time, you will get to know the right people no matter the location. Yeah, like honestly, being part of an online developer community already gives you such a good start, because like this is your network too. You know, like this whole community, like people want to help each other. You get to like, you can collaborate on projects together. You can talk about dev stuff. Like I feel like the majority of developers are not consuming developer focused content in their free time. They're not connecting with that many other developers outside of work. Like even if whether they went to school or not, you know, it's like, they're not getting that same immersion. They're not getting that same like immersion or immersive experience that you are getting by being part of an online dev community. What a terrible state for the industry where you have to do all this extra stuff. But I kind of think it's always been like that, Big John. It kind of has always been that way. It's just been that maybe for like entry level jobs, it's been potentially a little bit easier, but it's always been about like who you know, leaving an impression. Honestly, being charismatic is a big part of, I think, being able to like get high paying jobs. Let's be so real. Just being good at talking to people and connecting with people is a really big part of like what makes your manager like you and want to hire you. or either hire you or promote you. It's a combination of like, oh, if people like working with you and you are skilled, is just like that's where you want to be. Whoa, I just started using Tailscale recently. Yeah, Tailscale is sponsoring the streams. Okay, I'll give you all the little reminder on Tailscale. Tailscale gives you they have an individual plan that is free that allows you to basically connect. It's peer-to-peer connections, so you can set a connection from your laptop to your desktop at home. If you're in school, you can connect from your, actually, not sure, probably should not do this with an untrusted device actually. But basically you're able to connect remotely to any of your devices. You can connect from your phone to your desktop at home. You add trusted devices to your network and you can, basically have like a very low latency connection to other devices. I know a lot of devs who use it where they'll actually just use Tailscale with SSH to like SSH into their dev server at home and do all the work on there, which is also crazy to me why some people are talking about like leaving their MacBook ajar to keep the agent running. I'm like, hello, run it on your server, like run it on a server at home or like a desktop or something, like desktop computer, and like, I don't know, SSH into it. Like, is it hard? Come on, get Tmux up in there, get your freaking CLI going. Come on. But anyway, Tailscale gives, for individual use, you have a completely free offering. And then they also have some paid options for like businesses and things like that. It is an incredible product. If you want to check it out, you are welcome to. And if you want to support their free offering, like you like what they're doing, whatever, the best way to do that is with a paid offering, is to pay them and probably advocate for them at your place of work and stuff. But basically, another thing that is like, to me, the biggest thing that's cool about Tailscale especially when I first discovered it, is that you don't have to change you don't have to open any ports or change any firewall settings or anything like that, because it is like machine to machine. So you're not connecting it's not a VPN connection to a local network, like to your home network or something like that. It is specifically your laptop is authorized to connect to your desktop kind of thing. But yeah. Coffee chats don't work for guys. I don't think that's true. I totally know people who have been hired through coffee chats. But yeah, that's the little update. How difficult is it to learn Charisma? Okay, one of my favorite channels that I would recommend is Charisma on Command. I don't know, I haven't watched their videos in a long time, but I used to watch their videos and they do a really good job. They'll show celebrity interviews and stuff like that, and they'll show, because like celebrities are so like PR trained, right? So they'll show like celebrity interviews and they'll break it down of like why this person is coming across very likable, or very like why they're able to like get such a positive reaction from people around them and stuff like that. So they'll kind of break it down into like things that I think if you're someone who is more like very analytical, or like you don't necessarily pick up on social cues, or or just like even no matter how emotionally, like how high your EQ is, I honestly, it's very, very interesting. Yeah, it's really cool, but it is yes, it is. That is a very good channel. I really liked that one for just like, getting more info. It helps a lot. Voice, tone, intonation, rhythm, I think are way more important than people think to be likable. I don't know, because like I'm Canadian too, and we have a lot of speech patterns in Canada for like to be basically as like not passive, but like polite as possible. Like people have mentioned in my YouTube videos how sometimes when I'm at the end of a sentence, I'll have like an uptick in my pitch. And that is something in Canada that people do as part of our speech patterns to show that we're not done talking, so people don't interrupt each other. There's also like a Canadian pause, which is apparently another thing, which is just that people will, once you're done talking, they'll like leave room before they answer. And I think like part of it is because they're like they're actually thinking about what you've just said before getting back to you, and they don't want to like interrupt you. It's kind of funky. So I don't personally, it's hard to say because like I feel like I grew up with that culture, so I'm like I don't know for sure. But to me, one thing that I notice that is what I notice in interactions is like intent, because I personally always look at whenever I'm interacting with somebody, I am very much not looking at like, oh, what can I get from this person? But just like, who is this person? What interests them? Why? Like, I think you can learn something from every single person. And it's really nice to be able to like hear kind of like their perspective on life a little bit. I really am like, I can be a little bit like philosophical and enjoy that kind of stuff. So to me, I love hearing like, you know, what interests them, what are they passionate about, trying to like kind of dig for that and get them talking about things that they're really interested in, and listening to that and asking them more questions about the things that they love is like one of the best, I think, conversation techniques, I guess, or like approaches to conversation. Because once somebody's talking about something that they're really passionate about, like everyone's comfortable, you know? If they're talking about something that's really that they love, like no matter how socially socially anxious you might be, you're gonna feel so comfortable because you're like, oh, I got this. I know how to talk about this thing. Exactly, Abu. Yeah. Okay, you guys, we should probably maybe do something. Speaking of in-person events, is there any website that I can use to find those in Canada? I think there's like the meetup.com, and then also probably Luma. I think those are like the ones that I've seen the most. Are you annoying coffee shop girl from the viral meme? I'm not chronically online enough to know what that means. TBH. I don't know what that means. Just like anything, networking is a skill you have to practice to be good at. 100%. You're gonna feel a little awkward at first. You're gonna feel a little uncomfortable. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Just do it anyway. What are the Rust projects that you've completed? Okay, so we did the little weather one. We mostly completed a load balancer, kind of. Okay. Mostly completed the load balancer, kind of. Okay, nobody say anything else. It's done. And then now we're working on the shell. Mostly kind of completed the load balancer. Shader, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you. I really appreciate that. What the heck? What were you building? How was stream? Yay! Oh my God. For a second, I thought it said ban shader theory. And I was like, that would be kind of funny, but I would feel bad. I'd have to unban you immediately. What do you think is still a forever war in the coding community? I think it's transitioned from tabs versus spaces to AI or no AI, as if there's like one or the one or the other. There is no middle ground in tech, okay? If you haven't learned online, there is no middle ground. Ban Raiders, best practice on Twisty-ish. Let's build an SSH coffee shop using Brush. We'll do an SSH tea shop, and it's directly competing with the terminal coffee. Teddy bear sweatpants go hard. Yo, thank you. I love them. Whoa. Thank you, Julian, so much for the 140 ZAR. I don't even know what currency that is, but thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Have you tried agentic coding in Rust? Yes. Well, I haven't gotten into like actually vibe code things, but when I've asked it to like, basically, if there's something that's like not working and it's probably, you know, logic issue. And I'm like, my brain is starting to get a little fried. Sometimes I'll ask AI and just be like, hey, I'm trying to do this. What's the idiomatic way to do this in Rust? And it'll give me something that is completely wrong. So far not great. So far not super helpful, but you know, it could be the model or something. So funny. Documenting stuff and debugging is 100% faster. Actually coding is slower overall. Yeah, that's what I find too, Lurler. Like so far, I was using, am I using Codex? I don't have Copilot open right now. I think I was also using Codex. But you have been using Copilot, to be fair. For what it's worth, I'm not even using the newest version of Copilot. I should update it. Okay, but how does the tool that you are using as the middle, like that, because isn't like me using Copilot, that's pretty much just like the client, no? Like it's still the same chatbots. It's still the same LLMs. So what's the difference? I finished 3 stages while we're yapping. Let's freaking go. I will not finish 3 stages while yapping because I can't do that on the stream. But models are different. Yeah, so but if you're using the same model on like Copilot versus like OpenCode or something, they're going to be the same. You're going to get the same performance, no? So I don't know why people so mad. I'm just kidding. But people are so opinionated on it. Models depend on what you pay for. Yes. So yeah. Pretty much, but it's like what text editor you use. Yeah, because there's like different features in all of them, and like the experience, like obviously the UX is going to be different. Interesting. The LLMs are the same, but the agents are different. Explain. Elaborate. Okay, Casa says the LLM and models are the same, but Copilot, Cloud Code, Codex do add differences like context limitations, base prompt, available tools like read file, or orchestration features like subagents. Yes. Yeah. But if I'm just asking it questions, it's the same. I'm not getting it to change nothing. Don't freaking touch my code. Okay? Don't touch it. Explain me things and I will write it. Okay, Lurler says harness is what gives the LLMs actual tools, different harness to make the model perform better or worse. You know what happened to MCP servers? MCP servers, MCPs. I feel like they were talked about a lot, and they're like, this is going to change everything. And then I haven't seen anyone mention them in forever. Sassy says, not to brag bash, but I'm now top 75 on the Codecrafters shell. Forget that it's in PHP, and only because there's only 200 people doing it in PHP. Yo, top 50%, let's go. Huge. I'm proud of you, Sassy. Sassy's getting that bag, making a shell. MCPs are used very less nowadays. I feel like why do MCPs die? I feel like sometimes I want the agent to just, I want it to just be using like a very specific context of things. You know? Like, I just want the Rust manual, and I feel like you are kind of dumb with Rust, and I need you to fix that. You should not be so bad at writing Rust. Also, Iron, I don't know if I thanked you, but thank you so much for the Prime sub. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Using your own brain is what died. What's crazy is I don't know why there's so much fear-mongering on Twitter with like, oh my God, you got to use AI or you're not going to make it. Because I'm like, I mean, I feel like anyone, hear me out, anyone with a basic knowledge of software, knowing how to build software, is going to be able to build software with AI. Knowing how to build software from scratch, very different. You know? I'm like, okay, so you want me to become dependent on something that I don't necessarily need to become dependent on so that I can work faster and forget how to do things manually? It feels, it's NFTs. I feel sorry for Adam. He went through that. Honestly though, I think so many people do. I think if you're on Twitter too much, it like feels like so much more of a crisis than it really is. But it depends too. Cause like, I mean, if you're at work 9 to 5, whatever, trying to do your stuff, do you know how nice it is that you now, like, I feel like as developers, we often end up in our own little worlds sometimes trying to solve a problem. And it's like, okay, I'm stuck having to be the one to find a solution for this. I don't know if y'all have ever felt that way, but I've had that experience when I'm just like, oh shit, I didn't solve this yesterday. And now I'm waking up and I got to try and solve it today, you know? And I'm like, I don't think I got the IQ for this. And then, like now you got an agent you can kind of bounce ideas off of, or be like, hey, like, let's tackle this on easy mode, and you're allowed to, you know, like you don't gotta do all that. Yeah, fear-mongering is literally just a combination of marketing and people being easily impressionable. It's so funny. It literally, to me, it's like it's a little bit of pyramid scheme vibes. It's like, yes, we must get everyone hooked on using AI and make their skills atrophy so that they always need to use AI. And then we're going to like bring the prices through the roof. But it's going to be one thing that they're willing to pay for because they need it. And they want the dopamine fix. What about local LLMs? I think local LLMs are handy. They're more privacy conscious. I mean, again, like I'm not even saying it's a bad, I'm not saying I'm like anti-AI. I think it's a great tool. I think people are going to continue to use it just the same way that everyone adopted search engines, you know? But I think that becoming overly reliant on any one thing, especially when it's something that like, that can like kind of overload your dopamine circuits and put that out of whack. A little too much. No, it is crazy, Ransom. Like, it's so funny. People get so defensive when I'm like, hey, by the way, you don't need AI to do your whole job, but it's cool. Like, you use it as a tool. And then people are like, she freaking hates AI. Ruin her. You're not going to make it. You don't use AI. I'm like, okay, dude, whatever. No, but okay, so that's the thing. Tharea is saying Stack Overflow is dead now. I actually don't think forums are dead at all. Because, okay, AI's ability to solve your problems that you are having, let's say like you're having some kind of like technical issue on your machine, okay? Its ability to tell you, oh, hey, your graphics card needs this configured is because somebody posted that in a forum and that was their fix for it. If there's no solution posted, it's not going to be able to find anything. If it's a new problem that doesn't already exist and isn't already documented somewhere, it's not going to have any information to pull from. There's still going to be forums. People are going to still have to answer questions online. Come on. So goofy. Stack Overflow is thriving now because people are going more to the page because AI just writes garbage. It's funny because I do find with AI, like even so, like with my Nix config, for example, sometimes I'll be like, hey, I just want to do this. I want to like, I don't even remember what I was trying to do. I think I was just being like, oh, I want to get like the right drivers for my machine. And then it gives me like 85% of the things that I need to do. And then it just doesn't like the solution that it doesn't work because it's missing the 15%. And then I got to go figure that out from, I got to okay, I guess I have to just go to the docs anyway and end up just like scrapping what the AI gave me and just, getting what's in the docs. There will be a data crisis, brother. There is a data crisis. There is a data crisis. Are you for real? What's crazy to me is that we're going to talk about ethics in tech for a sec here. It's crazy to me that we have had so much bias in big data for so freaking long. There has been zero enforcement, zero accountability for these patterns, these trends that we have decided to integrate into essential services like being able to like get a mortgage or your car insurance rates, policing across in different areas, and all of that has been based on like trends in big data and how much there is so much inherent bias in that, and we haven't done anything to try and fix. Oh, awesome. Goodbye. Maybe I should not show chat on the screen. But like us having all of that, we've already encountered issues where like the bias in data has led to like, some pretty bad outcomes, or even like marginalized people being more targeted or whatever. And it's like the fact that we just like, let's just steamroll past that and let's get something that gives you answers as truths based on these data sets. That's great. We should totally do that. We should totally do that and make that the source of truth for everything instead of encouraging people to do any of their own research on anything anymore. It's like, no, this is the truth. Because so many people, like, they're just like, okay, yeah, AI said this and it must be right. American have no ethics? Nah, that's not true. That's not true. There's a lot going on. There's just a lot going on. I think the issue is just that there's like, when there's a financial gain from it, the governments are willing to overlook the potential damage of things. Yeah, there's a chance. Here, we're just gonna put Emacs up on the screen. W49, thank you so much for the 6 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. I wonder, actually, I can probably filter this and see. There we go. I think I can remove some of those. There we go. All right, there's a chance our stream today is just us yapping. Okay. That's what United Health was doing with AI denials. Yeah, 100%. There's like, we are getting completely screened with all of these, with all of this biased data as the data set, It's just so, I don't know, it's so crazy to me. It's so crazy. Yap GPT, that's me. I just started Golang with boot dev. Let's go. Wait, how are you liking it? How's it going? Oh my God. My mother was doing research on her father, and the search engine's like smart summary hallucinated something she believed. She's over 80 and it wasn't fun disappointing her. Oh my God. Yeah, right? Like it's not great. Not great. Especially because like it seems like so much of the bias in data is something that is, I feel like, maybe not discussed enough, or maybe not, it's like not shown. It's a lot of people in the general public kind of just don't really realize how, okay, this needs to go away, how much of a problem this is. Same with privacy. Like, so many people are like, oh, I got nothing to hide. And I'm like, okay, sure, you have nothing to hide. But if you're in basically a surveillance state, they change the laws. They decide that something that you said, speaking up for like protesting something you believe in, is now considered criminal. And then they retroactively make that, like, they're like, oh, well, this counts. It's now within like the last 5 years that you spoke out about this thing, and now you're going to jail. You know, maybe at that point you might reconsider. Maybe you might reconsider of whether you should be paying attention to the policies that your governments are passing. Just a little. Maybe just a little. Exactly. Yeah. Gradient. 100% true. So Gradient says the problem with a lot of the new information is that it's not going to a public forum. It's going to a proprietary AI company that will happily keep that info to themselves. It's like anti-open source. It is like anti, like, information, freedom of information. Yeah, the fact that like things should belong to the public. It is so interesting to me. So I remember, like, when I've debated with my American friends who are in tech, it's so interesting because I think in Canada we have so much more, because of, I think, like, our social structure and like the culture here. One of the differences in the culture is that I noticed, like, in the US there's so much pressure on individuals, versus Canada is so much more likely to be like, oh, this is the responsibility of a collective. Like, this is something a company should be, the whole company should be accountable for this thing. Or like, for example, when I was talking about like open source funding, I was like, oh yeah, companies should pay for that. Like, if a company has one of those things as a dependency, the company should pay for that. But then it's like, some of my friends were saying like, actually, I think that if like the individuals are responsible for paying for that. And I'm like, but it feels to me more impactful to basically be a group of people that says like, hey, this thing's important, and get like a majority vote to be able to do that thing. I like this chit chat session much better. Please do more. We can chat. We can just chat today. I should probably change the title, but I can't tab out. My setup's a little scuffed. Okay. I can't help it. I am in fact just a bunny. All right. We've always been like this. If you've been around since the beginning of the streams, you will know there always has to be a little sprinkle of scuff in the stream. And right now it's that I can't see my stream PCs. I can't see my stream PC while I'm looking at the chat. And Forbidden, thank you so much for the €5. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you guys so much for another hype train. What the heck? It's so nice. Yeah, it's always a little scuffed, you know? But that is one thing that I find really interesting. Like, I think a lot of, I think that we need to really advocate for things should belong to the public, especially when it's like the data that they're training off of belongs to individuals. It belongs to the public. And to pivot that into like, oh, actually, I'm going to aggregate all of this data and take ownership of it and make it and gatekeep it to the public, you know, is like, ethically, don't love that. But, you know, financially, I understand being like a middleman for that kind of thing. It's like, hey, I can make information more accessible to you and charge you a fee for that. Stack Overflow was a rabbit hole of its own half the time. Outdated answers are different problems so often. 100%. I feel like most of what we need, and I feel like a lot of the value that we get from AI is that it just aggregates data and gives us all the places where that has been mentioned online. Like, even with the search engines, I feel like search engines were starting to be kind of shit. I will say, even now, the search engine that I'm actually using now is DuckDuckGo, which is crazy because I used DuckDuckGo back in the day and I got flamed for it a little bit because they're like, oh, DuckDuckGo is like the worst search engine because it never gives you like, you know, it doesn't index things as well as Google or whatever. Now, if you're looking for any kind of technical search results, like you're looking for, yeah, like you're asking something specifically for like programming, DuckDuckGo is the only one that I find like does not give fluff or like weird results. It gives me like, it's like straight to Stack Overflow or like some random person's blog post that is talking about the exact problem that I'm running into. It's like so much more accurate. It's you like, I didn't know that, that it's Soding, Tia Soding. Listen, I forget how I'm supposed to pronounce that. I didn't know that they were using it, but it's honestly another vouch. It's so good. Zozen. Okay. Yeah, it is crazy. Nano says been pretty much solely using DuckDuckGo for 5 years now. I agree. Yeah, it's crazy. It's honestly the best. Honestly, really, really good. Interesting, Brian. So Brian says, I don't know, community approved decision tends to end up biased to one direction. If I had a company, I would try not to stick to funding things that not everyone agrees. So interesting. It's just like, to me, I know that there are a lot of things that you can expense when you have a company, you know, like if it's obviously like charity stuff, education for staff. I think even, I don't know if open source contribution, if like funding open source projects falls into something that you can deduct for taxes and stuff, but like there are like tax deductions that you can get that versus like if you're an individual, I don't think it necessarily always counts. It might, sorry, I got a hiccup. Shai says, it might just be in my head, but I feel like search engines became a lot worse as LLMs grew. 100%. I agree. But I feel like it was already getting bad. It was already getting kind of bad because I was finding like, I was finding like Google in particular is like, I don't know what has changed with Google, but yeah, it's kind of funky. She's like Primogen at this point, all talk and no code. That's so spicy. That's so, what a spicy thing to say. I'm too Canadian to get you back for that right now. I'm in too peaceful of a mood, okay? Oh, Fernando says, why some companies still force their employees to use Windows? I think most devs think WSL is the final solution, which it isn't. For what it's worth, if I was mandated to use a Windows computer for work, I would just use a VM. Just get a good, like, use a VM and have that as that's like your development, your dev machine. It's honestly, that's a solution that like myself and other people in the industry that I know have done, and it's great. Just give it, like, be generous with the resources you allocate to it, and it's fine. What Linux version are you using and why? I'm using NixOS. I use NixOS because I don't know how I break things all the time. I break things all the time, okay? And I have emotional trauma from that. So basically Nix, what I like about Nix is that if I change anything on my system and somehow it turns into like a non-usable state, if I'm streaming and I need this thing to be working, I can just go back to a previous version of Nix, a previous build that I know is working, like it was working on that date. I can just do that. I can also get a diff of like what changed that broke that, you know, and undo that. But Nix is just really good. It's super helpful for that. So there's no like downtime for you being able to be productive on your machine, even if you wanted to tinker with it. I also really like for stream, for like you guys, that with my Nix config, you can see all of the different programs that I have installed on my machine. Because I feel like there's so many of those videos of like what's on my MacBook for my dev environment, whatever. I like those people really like those kinds of things and are very curious about all of that stuff. So I thought it was just kind of helpful as well that it just has a configuration.nix file that you guys can take a look at and see what my programs of choice are. Yeah, it's been good. There's a little bit of a learning curve to it. I personally, if I was gonna like suggest anyone to get started with Nix, because the docs are insane. Nix is like the most, you look at the documentation and you're like, this is the most over-engineered project of all time. Like, I don't know what this does. I would say start with the Nix shell, and then you get used to kind of having this like, this environment where you can add a package just for convenience at one point. At any point, it's like, oh, I just want to like try this thing out. You get the convenience and like familiarity of like, oh, this package exists. I can just like try it out in this contained environment. It can also be really helpful for like debugging things. If you might have something on your dev environment where like your environment, one of your environment variables is like the reason why it works on your machine, but it's not working on other people's machine. Like you can kind of do a little bit of like a mini sandboxed environment with the Nix shell. And then you can also look at Nix Flakes, I would say, is like the next step, is then you get the same kind of concept, but it's scoped to a project or like a dev environment, which is nice, your repo. And then the next step is Nix OS, I think. Ryan, wait, what the heck? Why? Thank you so much for the 20 gifted. Don't delete your account? Yo, what the heck? Ryan! We were talking about you earlier. I was talking shit. No, I was just kidding. I was asking them how they were liking your streams. It's really, honestly, we freaking need it. We need the people that are coding on stream. As distracting as it is for the streamer, okay, as little as we end up getting done, it is really nice to see other people like, you know, trying to build stuff on stream. I think it's so good, especially in this, like with the AI shilling that we're seeing online. We need like actual devs that are just like continuing to build shit and showing that, hey, it's fine and normal to like, and good to keep building your skills and challenge yourself, you know? Because I feel like there's so much pressure right now, especially for young people. Like this whole AI train is like does the most disservice to people who are new to the industry, because they're trying to figure out what's the baseline. And people are like, oh, you have to use AI so you can move fast. And then they're not realizing that the side effects of that, which is that if you move too fast, it's the same with anything though. Like you need time to pause and reflect and have retrospectives on things to, you know, adapt, be a little bit more efficient and move forward. Anyway, speed isn't everything. And I really appreciate that you've been streaming so much more. And I think that it's honestly very, very good for the community. And yay. Thank you so much for the 20 gifted. That's honestly very generous. And you very much did not need to do that. So thank you so much. Yeah, we need to like set the example that it's okay for things to be hard and take some time to solve. Not everything got to go fast. Really, young people getting derailed by AI? No way. No way. I honestly feel it for the people that are, I feel it so much for the people that are like probably in uni right now. Like anyone who was like in high school when TikTok dropped and beyond. Because I'm like, I feel like your dopamine's fucking shot. And it's going to be, I feel like like the baseline is going to be so hard to get lower because you're so used to having so much stimulation all the time that like, man, you got to like go read a book or something. Yeah, you like don't uninstall, delete your account, literally delete your TikTok account, go read a book, you know? Damn, son. That's legit why I started reading books. Reading books is so nice. I'm reading The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo right now. I am like, I'll go through stages where I won't read any like any fiction books for a while, because sometimes I get a little too into it, and then I get tempted to like put off actual responsibilities because I'm like, oh, but I need to know what happens next. But reading is really nice. I find it's the most relaxing, recharging thing that I can do, because I find too when I'm reading, it like regulates my breathing. It's so nice. Kriya's also, thank you so much for the 3 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. And Buoshu, thank you as well for the Prime sub. I appreciate it. Thank you. It is like meditative. It's so nice. But it's so hard to find good books, because there's also so many books that are just like really not interesting. Have you read the Meditations? Like Meditations by Marcus Aurelius? I have. I love them. I actually had I have the book, and I also listened to the audiobook, and I found it really nice to listen to meditations and like go on walks in nature. Cause it's like such a good reminder of, if for those of you who aren't familiar, the Stoic philosophy, a lot of my takeaways from that genre, I guess, of like philosophical thinking is basically that being of service to others is one of the best ways that you will find fulfillment in your life. You should put yourself put yourself through discomfort regularly. Meaning, if you become too complacent and used to comforts all the time, you will become lazy and you will feel less fulfilled, because it trains you to like that. Again, your baseline changes of like your tolerance for difficult tasks. So you have to keep that fresh, and also it can start to make you greedy if you seek comforts too aggressively. You can start to lose sight of like what's really important, which is generally altruism and being of service to others. So I really liked a lot of the teachings there. So it's really nice. Unfortunately, we live in a pretty individualistic society. I actually think that it very much depends on where you live. I think it's a cultural thing. Because I know that there are a lot of cultures that are still very family oriented, very community oriented. It really varies a lot. I think, yeah. I think there's a lot that can be learned from other cultures too. I think that's one thing I do. I'm shilling Canada like it's nobody's business today. Okay. I don't know what happened. Also, Hoblin, thank you so much for the 5 months. I appreciate it. Thank you. But having grown up in Canada, I think that's one of the things I'm most grateful for, is Canada is incredibly diverse. Like Canada is very, very, very multicultural. It's pretty much like the entire country has been immigrants for like since forever. And it's very diverse. So I feel very lucky that like I got to grow up with so many different exposure to so many different like cultures and traditions and values. And I got to, as a child, I had friends that were like, of every culture. And like, I got to see like how things worked in their household. And I got to see things like, I had my values that my parents taught me, and I got to see the values of others and like what their parents taught them. And I got to kind of, I feel like it gave me more exposure to like different perspectives, and I got to kind of pick and choose what resonated strongly with me. And yeah, I think that was really nice. I just got here and I must say we've lost the plot. We're chatting today. Are you born Canadian? Yes. I am. Yeah, I think it's really nice. I think if you're stuck too much in like, I want to say in like a homogenous society or place, it can make you very closed-minded to other perspectives. And I think that you can start to think that your way is always the best, which I think there's always something you can learn from different people and different cultures. Like everything I feel like in every single culture, you're going to find things that like you'll take it or leave it, you know? And I think it's really good to have that exposure. I think it's a big part of why so many people advocate for like traveling and stuff like that. Yeah, like a lot of my Asian friends growing up taught me a lot about the importance of community and family, and like taking care of each other. And then I would say, yeah, I'd say like that was a big one. I'm trying to think of, yeah, it's hard because it's like, it's something too where I don't necessarily always like conscious of, because it's like when you grow up with something, you're like, oh, this is normal. Like even with like speaking to people, it's like sometimes I'll forget that like there's so many, because again, like grew up somewhere very multicultural. It's like there's so many accents that like I'll hear and I'm like, I like fully know, I know what they're saying, you know, like I'm not having any kind of difficulty understanding. And it's like I forget sometimes that like I'm like, oh, right, this is like potentially a harder accent for some people to like understand what they're saying, like their English, like the English through the accent. You know what I mean? And I feel very like, I don't know, it just, you get used to like the different, you get used to a certain, yeah, I don't know, you just get used to having everyone be like different, and it's nice. It's really nice. It's really nice. I'm going to stream. My English is bad, so I'll probably do it in Spanish. Yeah, you should. It's honestly really, really good practice, like kind of like public speaking. I'm so shy to public speak though, to be honest. But I think it's a really good practice to just like talk about, you know, your nerdy interests. And you might even like get some people that pop in that like, oops, ask you something in, you might even get someone that pops in and asks you something in, that asks you something in English, and you get to practice a little bit. It's nice. All right, you guys, how long have I been streaming? Are we just yapping today? I think we're just yapping today. Cool password. Thank you. Thank you so much. I made it myself. Have you noticed any tensions in Canada between different ethnical groups? Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, you can see it in the, like, you can see it in like a lot of the emphasis that of like news coverage and stuff. Yeah. It's hard for me to dive into also because it's like, I don't want to like somehow say the wrong thing, or like, you know, I am not necessarily part of a group that would like, you know, potentially be more like sensitive to the things that go on. But yeah. Did you watch The Boys? No, I did not. I stopped following that show a while ago. I stopped following that show quite a while ago. Are you a senior dev, if you don't mind answering that? I'd say I'm like a mid-level dev, because I'm very comfortable like problem solving and stuff on my own for sure. But I feel like I have a lot more room for growth. And I feel like I think I'm weak in like architecting applications. I feel like I need more experience with that. Honestly, just need more time in the saddle in general. Like, I feel like I need to like build more things from scratch on my own, where I can like experience the foot guns and stuff. Cause I think that is what will make me be able to be senior. It's hard to have philosophical discussions with people when the other party is limited to text only. Honestly, it's so true. So freaking true. Oh, Third World Coder is asking, I'm super curious, so pardon me for asking you twice, what kind of Golang programming are you doing? platform, microservices, event-driven, CLI, 2E. So most of the Go programming that I was doing for the last like 4 years was CLIs and 2E stuff. So I was working for Charm, which is, I can't type today, it's fine. I was working for Charm, which is a company that like makes, they were making a bunch of different like libraries and frameworks and stuff for terminal applications. So I was working with them for like almost 4 years. It's so bad. I literally felt heat towards Amazon for ruining the IP. I mean, for what it's worth, that show was always very intense. It is very graphic. Like, even the first episode was crazy. Real question, how does Charm make money? Brother, do I look like CFO at Charm? Also, like, do you think I'm dumb enough to, like, share any information about previous employers or current employers? I will say, some people be sharing the most on social media, and I'm like, I am always just like, always tread with caution. That question, that answers out the first question, LMAO, yeah. I'm like, I always tread with caution, because last thing you want is like, you can always share more, but you can't take back what you've shared, you know? Yeah, no. I am definitely not, I will never be giving you guys any kind of background information on businesses or anything to do with their business. How's that even a sensitive question? I mean, I think it is one, I don't work there anymore, Fox. Like, I don't work there. I don't have to answer anything. I don't gotta say nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I just don't, if I don't feel like answering it, then I don't have to. Owen is saying it's all about memorizing Dijkstra's algorithm and regurgitating it from scratch in an interview. How else is Amazon going to hire you? You're so right. You're so freaking right. How do you perceive Lyft in Canada? Our company just got acquired by it, so I'm curious. How do I perceive it? Like, do I have opinions on it? If you want to invest in Charm, I'd probably want to know their revenue model beforehand. I think they do meetings with investors. Like, if you are interested in investing, then you can talk to the founder. Like, you talk to the founder. The founder. I think companies normally present that privately. At least for, like, VC things. Callus says, I mean, LeetCode is stupid until it isn't. If you don't know linked lists, you sure won't easily understand skip lists, and maybe also wouldn't understand how to build a distributed global ranking system for someone in YouTube saying LeetCode is stupid. Yeah, I think it is still like getting practice problem solving. This is also part of where I'm really liking Codecrafter's approach to this like build a shell thing. Okay, wait, I meant to change the other one. This build a shell thing is really nice. I feel like they've really scoped the problem small enough that it just feels like you're doing a bit of like not LeetCode specifically, because LeetCode kind of sucks. I wish LeetCode was more gamified. Like, I used to love Code Wars because it's like, I don't know, something about the approach of Code Wars was so much more like gamified and fun. But LeetCode, I'm like, oh my god, I feel like I'm in corporate hell right now. Like, something about the platform, I'm like, this feels boring. This feels like I'm here because I need a job. No. Yeah. What is Code Wars? It's like a LeetCode alternative. Like, it's just like, it gives you like small problems, small like algo problems to solve. Are you even coding today? I don't think I am, TBH. It's already been like an hour. I don't know if my brain feels too multi-threaded right now. I mean, we could try. I'm also sweating. I like how Codecrafters breaks the problem down just like you were if you were writing the project. 100%. So what I think is really good too is like if you are somebody where you're like trying to do, aka me, where you're trying to do more greenfield projects, like I have a hard time sometimes, like I think I overcomplicate it. And if you actually just wrote these requirements or made these requirements or got AI to help you write down some requirements like this for something you want to build, that would be incredibly helpful for you once you decide that you want to start building it. So I really like that it kind of like gives you a template that you can kind of learn from and say like, oh, hey, these are the kind of requirements that I'll need for something like this. Because I feel like I learned about that in school. They're like, oh yeah, you need like, you need to make like user stories and then have, assign them like story points and then do like when you're doing like Scrum stuff. And then it's like, I don't know if I got to do all that for a personal project. It feels like too much, but this is nice. I like this. My brain feels too multi-threaded. I am memory efficient, but also I'm out of threads. I got no more. We got nothing left. There's a chance that I should get the subscription or the one-time payment. Me? They gave it to me. They gave me access to it so that I could check it out. So I got access for a while. A Scrum for solo dev is a bad idea, right? I'm like, it's like too much. This feels like too much. Why is Rust annoying to you, Cyrus? What happened? Who hurt you? I'll get them. Yeah, Bash doesn't pay for things. I don't pay for nothing. I don't got no money. No, I'm just kidding. I don't pay for nothing. Honestly, I feel like since I left school, I have not really used user stories. So there was a previous job that I worked at where we did have like proper sprints and we did have like user stories, points, whatever. But it was more so like, it wasn't the pre-sprint little ceremony where you're like the sprint planning was a lot more kind of on the fly. But we would just add little story points, little user stories, kind of like as needed. I don't know, it was fine. Any plans for the summer? I want to just build more stuff. I do have some conferences that I might be attending, but I'm not 100% confirmed for them yet. Yeah, not 100% confirmed. Yeah, no, but it's like, so I've worked at 3 companies. Not contracted, not contract roles. Cause I've done like some short-term contracts for like software dev stuff. But mostly I worked at like 3 companies and, only one of them did proper sprints like that. I could see it happening more maybe in like larger companies. Like if I was working at like a enterprise business, I could see them doing that. But yeah. Did you have retrospective? Yeah. I personally though, retrospective is something that I have continued to adopt. Like I will, especially at work, because a lot of the time I'm kind of like treading new, I don't know what the expression is. Kind of forging new paths a little bit, like there's a lot of stuff where I have like very little, like I am creating the system of what is going to work is like the position I've ended up in at a lot of places. So, I always will do a retrospective on different things like that so that I can see like, okay, here were the goals. Here's what I tested to get me to like get those goals. Here's what worked well. Here's how much effort each of those were. So like what the actual ROI is. And then, yeah, and then adapting. Cause like, it's also going to depend a lot. Like I'll do that even with like different partnerships that I'm doing and stuff too. I'll do all of that just to make sure, like, I always want to be kind of optimizing it because every case is going to be slightly different. Always optimizing it so that there's like, it's the most matchup of what's going to give the best results with like the least amount of effort and the most, and like the closest to the goals, all that. I believe it's referred to as making it up as I go. Maybe a little bit. Going to RustConf. When is RustConf? Mostly it's like company stuff, like companies that are hosting conferences. I feel like for more of like the standalone conferences, I'm maybe less aware of those because the company ones, sometimes I'll have the companies reach out and ask me if I would be available to attend. So it's a little bit different. Because it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on and like what's worth going to, what isn't, you know? Come to Deconf. It's September 1st to 3rd in London. Okay, maybe. What is that? London? Ew. Hey. I like the UK. There's so many conferences to keep up with, right? I know. Too many. Also nice to see you, Leia. Hi. Sassy says, one benefit of working at a small shop is solving unique problems every day. At the moment, I'm working on a CPD system for a glass company. Tomorrow, building a pattern database for Stoics. Ooh, that's so fun. That is awesome, Sassy. See, I like that too. I like the real, like, I really like that about startups, that you just kind of gotta you just gotta figure it out. You just gotta figure it out and go. Send it. Yeah, so Kara, that's what I found too, is like all the ceremony stuff with Scrum takes so much time and energy that it's like, okay, how much is this accomplishing, like more than just having like a little tasks, a little file with all of with the little to-dos, you know? Seriously. All right, you guys, I gotta take a break for a sec here. Give me 1 minute. I will be right back. Hello, people. We're back. We're just yapping. Cassidy, wait. Oh my God, thank you so much for the raid. Sorry, it was chair stream. Did you guys give her, did my mods give Cassidy a shout out? Cassie, how are you doing? How have you been? It's been a while. How do you like that chair? You guys, I can't give free promo for the chair. I can't give free promo for the chair anymore. They're not allowed. That startled me so bad, but I have such a peaceful, calming presence. What do you mean? No free feet. That's what I'm saying. You need to blur out the chair. It would be actually very funny if I got a cover for it that just like blurs. That'd actually be kind of fire. Personal opinion, it's great. Honestly, I stand by my video. It's, and like time, yeah, over time, still great. It's great. There's a logo or something in the middle of the chair, right? Yep. I'll have to throw a little blankie on it or something. Better than the Herman Miller Aeron. I think for like long days, yes. But I think it's more so my preference. I think I prefer a like more comfortable, like comfy, cozy chair versus like the Herman Miller Aeron is much more like it forces you into a particular posture or position, and that is very good for your back. But I like to sit cross-legged. Yeah, that's my bad. The guy, I gotta cover it. But yeah, I like sitting cross-legged, and so for me, I need a chair that allows me to sit cross-legged. So I sit cross-legged, and then I stretch my legs out, and I put them on the footrest. And then I chill, and I'm vibing. I've had my Mira for almost 15 years. What is a Mira? Hold on, I'm gonna look it up. Wait, looking it up off stream. Mira chair. Oh, interesting. So my biggest beef, Sassy, with the Herman Miller chairs is, well, one, a lot of them don't have adjustable lumbar support, or it's very limited. Two, I need a headrest. I'm a lounger. What can I say? I'm a freaking lounger. So this one doesn't have a headrest either, but I really like a headrest. Okay, engineer. I'm not an engineer. I'm Canadian. I'm not legally an engineer. You gotta take an oath to be an engineer here. Protected title, by the way. I had to go without a headrest because otherwise I'd sleep in it. No, I need the headrest. I like it. Whoa, really? Yeah, it is. Yeah, we're slacking. We're just chatting today, apparently. I mean, we got on a tangent about other stuff, and now I'm like, I feel like I'm too much. Do you guys ever get that? I feel like I'm too much locked in on our convo and our yappy mood for me to like start a new for me to start this thing. Cause I also, I mean, maybe. Okay, fine. Do you guys want to try it a little bit? Okay, fine. We'll do a little bit. Okay, so main thing. Okay, I changed my mind. I fixed this. I fixed this by adding I just trim at the end. And so far that's fine. And if it's not fine, I'll add a failing test. Actually, speaking of failing tests, I need to add another test. That is the failing test from Code Crafters. Okay, so here's what we need. This is for, quoted text, retain the exact characters if within quotes. So the problem here is this quoted text, I'm returning a string. Okay, do I have caps lock on or something? Okay, we're good. The problem here, oh wait, actually, hold on. people here doing taking the engineering profession seriously. Yeah, it's a protected title. What do you call them? An engineer, eh? Yeah. Wait, you're Canadian? Yeah. Yeah, man. Canadian. That's me. Don't you also get a ring as an engineer? You do. And you have to take an oath. I think it's like based, I'm trying to remember, I think the oath is like you have to take an oath to like protect life or whatever, or understand that your job can cause like you neglecting your duties can cause bodily harm, and you have to, yeah, something like that. And the ring is like this is you get the ring when you graduate from your engineering program and after you've taken the oath. Yeah. But I think it's rooted in, I'm pretty sure there was I think there was a really bad accident where like there was a bridge that was built and the bridge collapsed and it like killed a bunch of people. And I think that's when they started doing the oath and all of that additional stuff. Okay. So so basically the problem here is that this text is returning a string, but then I'm not like splitting these commands. So for example, like in this thing, in this output, the problem is that like this cat is receiving this and it's splitting on this, not what's within quotes, which is not ideal. So it's not reading the file properly. So I think what I need to do here instead is let me look how I'm calling this. Right. So I think instead I need to do, let's get the args at like based on spaces or quotes or quoted text if it exists. All right. Yeah. The rings are based on some part of that bridge too, I think. It's something like that, yeah. Well, Grand Chess. So I think what the point of that is that it's stating that this accident happened because of neglect and lack of attention on the job. So technically it was preventable. Freaking skill issue to the max, you know? And so they gotta, yeah. They're saying you are, that's blood on your hands. Oh wait, also House, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. What the heck? I missed that. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. Yes, like a knight's oath. All right, so quoted text. Part of me is like, maybe this should just return a string, a vector. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't need to preserve any of that. It's not precious. So I think what we could do, all right, we're getting messy in here again. So we're gonna be, if we're in quotes, then add, basically then save current arg as everything within the quotes. Otherwise, each arg is split by spaces. Okay, we can do that. First thing I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna do so output I think now is gonna be a vector of strings. And we're gonna build, oh wait, output. Maybe instead of output being a string, this is gonna be like I'll make that the arg. And then we're gonna have let out, oh wait, hold on. I gotta rename it properly. This will be the arg. And then this will be, what if there's only empty space between quotes, like hello world? This already handles that properly. Basically, it just, you can see here in the logic that basically, if it's a quote, the only thing that it's doing right now is toggling the in quotes to be different, because we're not doing any kind of character processing if we're within quotes. So that's the only behavior that's happening when you're in quotes, and it's not adding that to the output. So that's the current thing. Boo. Why are you booing me? What the heck? Do you want me to boo you back? Hello? Hello? Because I will. Them's fighting words. So here I can use the vec. What are you mad about? Is it that? Something like that. Oh, it auto-corrected. That's awesome. Okay. So here, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going through that. We have to figure out. So basically, it's either going to be... Okay. If it's not in quotes and there's a space, if the previous character... Okay. If the previous character, we're going to ignore multiple spaces. Otherwise, we are handling it. And then... trying to... So I think actually what needs to happen here... I'm doing echo or something like that. Okay. So basically what I need to do is if the current character, okay, wait, no, let's just look at the exact words that we said. Okay. If we're in quotes, save the current arg as everything within quotes. Okay. So once this happens, if that, and then if we're in quote, which means we're now hitting the end of it, then arg.push the current arg. I need to make you mutable. Okay. Reached the end of the quoted. We reached the end of the quoted text. These comments are just for me while I write the solution out and make sure that it works. And then I usually delete them / clean them up after. Cloning the value of the cost performance is acceptable. Oh, because arg gets moved here. Can I guess I can't borrow it either. We'll just do clone. Okay. So now yeah, I got to set it out there. And then arg, can I just initialize that to a new, yeah. Okay, we've reached the end of the quoted text, and then like reset the current arg. So I'm gonna have to do that for either if we're in the quotes and we've reached the end quote, and then also if we're not in quotes and we reach a space. So if the previous character is a space, if the character is a space, move it and create a new one. Wait. I can... Does it let me do that? Why are we pushing the quote in args? Oh, we're not. So the arg is the buildup of all of the text, all of the characters between the quotes. So all of the quoted text we're adding as an argument because that's sometimes the behavior that it wants. Well, who comes up with these names? Hey, listen. Listen, naming is hard, okay? Arg.take. Wait, yes it will. I don't know, yes it will to what? Here, I'm gonna do arg.take. Oh, does that clear it? String is not an iterator. What does that do? Hold on. I have so many windows open. Also, you guys, I'm still loving. I love a freaking good mechanical keyboard. I want all of you to have a good keyboard. Every single one. We all deserve it. It's a quality of life improvement. Okay, I'm gonna go to the docs. Here, I can show you. We'll go to the docs and we'll look up take. Oh, I think I want to look at the standard library only though, which is here. Oh. Yeah, so it looks like it's mostly just on an iterator. Okay. But I could just do, if I wanted to just do this, but then that's going to be, I don't know that that's necessary to do that. The returned, okay, wait. Okay, wait. We're just going to do Rust. Let's, Rust, transfer ownership, and create a new click, click, click. Just use names from your favorite TV show. You're so right. What keyboard do you have? I have the Keychron Q11. I have a, if you want, I have a video, like a full live of me putting it together. I have this build, and then there was another build that I did that I gifted. And that one is the, so I did the split keyboard that is like with linear switches. I'm a big linear switch fan. I get sick of the tactile feedback for some reason with like, I don't like those as much. I like linear switches. But I have a full build of that in my live section. If you look at my lives on YouTube, it'll be from like February. Ownership can be transferred from one variable. Blah, blah, blah. When you assign a value to the new variable, to a new variable, the original value will be used, and you owns the value. I mean, it's okay. Well, oh, this auto mod is kind of crazy. I put in snippets and it blocked it out. Oops. About the keyboard, I want to build a custom split keyboard called the Totem. I also really want to try, like, I've heard good things about the Iris SE, which is wireless. It's such a fun rabbit hole to go down. There's so many great keyboards out there. I want a wireless keyboard, though, I think. A wireless split one. I was also thinking the Voyager. I have another CE that I kind of want to sell. Why do you want to sell it? I also really like the idea of the ZSA Voyager. A nice little portable. I like that it comes with a little carry case, the little sleeves. It looks nice. Actually, you guys, I have a new little like travel bag for my setup when I travel that I think it'll fit my Framework 13 and my split keyboard in one bag, which is huge. So I don't need to have like my dedicated Keychron carry case for the for my split keyboard, which is nice because my Keychron carry case is like really long. Is this a merch plug? For what? For what? I don't have my own merch yet. The Voyager is also great. Yeah, I've heard really good things about their keyboards. I got the Glove 80 and I enjoy it so much. Yeah, the only thing I'm not sure about with the, when it's curved is just that it's, again, like I travel quite a bit. And then it's like, if I want something that is compact enough that I could travel with it, because I'm a freaking nerd who apparently needs to bring my keyboard with me. You've ruined me. I blame chat. I blame chat. You know why? Because y'all made me my nerdiest version of myself, to the point where now I'm like, you know what? It's not a premium feeling me typing on a laptop keyboard. Now I need a freaking split keyboard with me, because you guys are like, hey, Bash, you should try a split keyboard. I was like, no, I'm good. I'm okay. And then the chat was like, no, really. And then I was like, okay, fine. I'll try one. And then I got a Dactyl Manuform, which I don't think was a good fit for me. And then now I have this one, and I'm like, okay, this one, much more compact for traveling. Just get a Lenovo laptop. I will say the keyboard, I like the keyboard so much better on the Framework laptop than on my MacBook. Wait, Leia, do you have the Iris keyboard? I saw you did or was it a Corn keyboard or something? I saw you did your little setup photo on Twitter recently, and I was like, ooh, I see that. I see your split keyboard action. Okay. The Key.io Iris Rev 8, you love it? Don't tempt me, girl. Don't freaking tempt me. You know I'll go down any rabbit hole. I think it's smaller too, right? I like the little compact guys, the little teeny tiny ones. Freaking cute. Have you remapped any of the keys on it, Leia? Do you have like layers on it and stuff? Are you using a split keyboard right now? Is the split keyboard in the room with us? It is, in fact. Yes. Okay, so if the previous character was a space and the current character is a space... I think so I think I'm gonna have to actually just, okay. Do you want a tilter kit? I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I am undecided. I have your email starred as important and filed in the right spot for me to follow up. It has 3 layers. I have some keys remapped, but I haven't done anything too crazy for remapping. Yeah, I kept mine pretty simple too. The only thing I changed was just my caps lock is now escape. And it's good. It's good. Part of me is like, I feel like I want one. Oh, yeah, Leia, that's so true. That is the one thing that I really like about this. So my split keyboard right now is basically just like a normal keyboard that is just split in half. So like all the keys are in the same spot and everything. And it's like, it's still a staggered key layout. Okay. Hold on. We're just going to do that. And then I'm going to have arg push string. It's only going to add the space. It's not going to add the space to this anymore, I think. And then basically if I just want text, I will have to... Okay, this honestly look kind of evil, TBH. This could be nested probably. It's fine. Clippy is gonna help us make it less ugly. Sassy says, I'm tempted to upgrade my K8 to an Alice layout Q10 or K15. Ooh, yeah. I will say, Sassy, if you're looking at the Keychron layout specifically, One, use my affiliate code. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm totally kidding. Just the magnetic switches are unreal. If you want, if you like a linear switch, the magnetic switches are really nice. You could do arg.clear and reuse that string. Get that bag. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. You know what? You right, muffins. I'll shameless plug. All right. Truncates the string. Ooh. Okay, awesome. Oh, wait. What is HHKB? Is that like the ultimate hacking keyboard? One of them? Wait, what? Wait, DNL says I built a 5-column corn and I really love it, but I regret that I went wireless. But for wireless, can't you still just do like a wireless or wired connection? Anyone using layouts other than QWERTY? Dude, freaking Prime, when I wanted to prank him, and then I realized I tried logging into his computer and I couldn't. All the computers had the same password. And so I was like, oh, let me mess with him. And then I could not because he was using Dvorak layout. And I was like, this bitch. God damn. They do. Split wired keyboards have 2 wires. Wait, what? We're talking about wireless. Wait, the wireless keyboards. Oh, Shader's asking. Okay. Shader's asking, do split wired keyboards have 2 wires? They do, yeah. So there's the one wire that's connecting the 2 sides and then one that's hardwired to the thing. I imagine it has a lot less latency. Has anyone actually encountered like a high latency issue, like latency issues with their keyboards, with like a wireless keyboard? You can, and I have to use it wired when decrypting my disk. Oh, honestly, I mean, fair. I can only feel graphical latency, not input lag. Wait, what is graphical latency? Switching to Dvorak is such a big commitment. I know. I'm like, brother, there's no way. Ain't no freaking way. What does that mean? Keychron just released a split keyboard where both sides are wireless. I know. It's the Q11 Ultra, right? I haven't tried that one out yet. Keyword is yet. I'm trying to figure out the best way, like if I have extra gear, I'm trying to figure out the best way to like give it away. Because I would love to either give it, I want to try it. I've mentioned this before. I would love to like try and gift it to like some different open source maintainers or something where I'm like, you know what? You need a prize. You need a prize for the shit you're dealing with right now. Let's like incentivize you a little bit. But then also I'm like, oh, I could give it to the community as well. But then I don't think I can do giveaways. I have to look into it because some places, I think, like some countries and stuff, giveaways are considered like gambling, which is so funky. What is split ergonomic keyboard? I don't like it as much. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Auction it, make some money, but I don't know. I could sell it, but then I'm like, what's the freaking point, you know? But I'm like, oh, if I go to some of the in-person events or something like that. Ooh, actually, before I push, wait, ooh. Do I want to trim? Where do I trim now? Do not push spaces. Also, wait. Also ignore, okay, we're gonna, Also, if character is equal to like a carriage return, or if the previous char or character, it's not for every. It's annoying because I want to use like is ASCII white space, but then that is also. Oh, but I could say nchar. This logic may not make sense. If the previous char and that or nchar does not equal that, I think that's fine. Clean it up later, make it work. That's what I'm saying. That's what I got to get more comfy with. Okay, JW is saying find an open source computer, Jesus. Find an open source contributor to a project that you like, and if they live in another country, go there and gift it personally to that person. That would be fire. That would, in fact, be really cool. Yeah, sassy. I feel that. Just send it directly to me. Also, everybody get a vertical mouse. Wait, really? Is it good? Oh, auction it to raise money for an open source project. Wait, I really like that idea. I actually really, really like that idea. Guys, what do we think about that? If I have extra gear, should I auction it or just sell it? But auction is kind of nice. Wait, that could be so fun. That could be so fun. We can do a extension of my idea. You right. We could do a fundraiser. We should do that. We should do auctions. Wait, we should do auctions and I can see if I can get other creators involved. We do auction night. We stream it. We do live stream auctions for open source. But I have to see, is our auctions considered gambling anywhere? Because it's crazy that giveaways are like, if I do a randomized giveaway, it's considered gambling for some places and it's illegal. Consider cloning. Oh yeah, what did I? Oh, right. It's oh, I see. Here. Hello? What is the keyword we're talking about? I'm not allowed. I can't talk about it anymore. Okay, I'm not allowed. I'm not allowing myself. That's a pointless clone. It was yelling at me. It's okay. We'll get Clippy. Clippy will tell. Clippy can fix us. Okay? Don't even worry. And weird white space. I am really liking my baby raccoons though. This is like a really fun, I think this is a really fun, it's a fun blend of like, it has a nice poppy sound to it, but it's smooth. I don't have to press super hard on it because I find my forearms, especially if I'm gaming, my forearms get a little bit sore if I have to push too hard on the, with the switches. What open source software would you consider supporting, by the way? I did really like your guys' suggestions for network time and FFmpeg, especially since I create video content. I think it would be really cool to, like, in an ideal world, I would love to be able to do like a recurring monthly payment, like give them some level of consistency. You know what I mean? But I guess it's also fine to just Um, yeah. Collab with FFmpeg? How do we collab? Do some day in the life videos? You guys, I wish I was like cool enough to do that. I'm too private with my life. Too freaking private. I don't think it is redundant. Because I'm saying either it's going to be previous character. So basically, if the previous character is a space and the current character is a space, we're going to do this. Otherwise, oh wait, do I have to put, hold on, do I have to put these? Yeah, sorry, that's probably clearer. Collab with Keanu Reeves, you're so right. I should DM him. Ask them on Twitter for a small talk session, how they write code in assembly and what they do day by day. I would love to do that. I think it'd be really nice to, especially like knowing a lot of that project is, which is like the foundation of like video everywhere, in particular on the internet. Knowing that it's like mostly run by just volunteers and like there aren't really, I don't think there's anyone that's paid to be doing it full time. That would be awesome. I would also love to, for that episode or something, to like, yeah, get some kind of like sponsor or something like that would be cool. And then give them a bag from that. Cause I don't think they need visibility, right? Like them coming on and having but what we could do is a fundraiser as well. So they come on stream, we do a collab and there's like a fundraiser for that stream and all the proceeds go to FFmpeg. And maybe I could get a company that wants to like, that basically sponsors it, but like matches the donations. Price match guarantee. I forgot everyone knows them already. I know, yeah. It's like visibility is not necessarily what they need help with, just that sweet cash money. But also I don't need them, like their time is valuable as well. I also don't need them on the stream in order to do a fundraiser, you know? So it's kind of one of those things. All right. Oh, you know what I should do is I wanted to actually add a test, I think, for this. Okay, quoted text. Oh, I actually don't know how I can test this. Input, because run. Oh, no, it's fine. I can do that. Yeah. Never mind. Function will say, oh, this is all going to fail. I got to change that now. Also, it's not going to fail yet, but I need to change this to be a vector, a string vector. I can't type today. It's fine. This is my life. Can you imagine living like this? Okay. And then here we're going to get rid of that and we're just going to return args. Otherwise, arg.push character. And we set the previous character for each round of the... Where's your friend? Oh, that one. Yeah. Can you get several sponsors for a stream? Yeah, I think we could. Keanu is this kind of celeb that would though off a random DM. Yeah, so this is all going to be wrong, but this can be, this is going to be now hello, comma, world. As a vector. Sorry guys, my typing is probably triggering some of you. It's fine. You feel bothered by this? Know that this is my freaking life, okay? My whole freaking life is this. Yeah, so this I'm gonna have to change a touch. So now this quoted retained spaces, I'm gonna have to change these to be something else. And this is no longer, let's see. Handle CD. I think I'm gonna have to change a bunch of these to accept the arguments only, which is, I think, fine. Input is a shell built in. Echo. Yeah. How much would sponsors have to pay for open source support? I'd chuck a few bucks in. I feel like what I would probably try to do is find some sponsors that would be interested in like in matching donations up to a certain amount or something like that. Would be cool. Yeah, that'd be nice. You guys, I like these ideas. I've been trying to think of how to make, like, there's so many talented devs that I'm like, you should just be building your own thing full time. But again, like the marketing side and or like, you know, getting monetized can be really tricky. Okay, yes, this, okay, I'm changing everything. I am in fact changing freaking everything. Print line that, I think I can just do, okay. So this is going to be the args. This is going to be args now. This doesn't exist anymore. This is going to be, I'm going to replace, you know what? I'm just going to do a little, we'll do with special. Oh. I'm not the only one that types like this, yo, for real. I'm here to cure your imposter syndrome. I gotta do some monkey type or something, okay? Is this even freaking fixable? You know what I'm saying? I feel like especially when I'm streaming, like normally I'm pretty good, but then I was like, well, I'll stream and it's game over, it's GG. Okay. Handle type args, expected string. Huh, wrong. Okay, so we gotta change all the signatures for this. And then I can test these properly. Args.join is probably the easiest. Yes, but also yeah, for echo, I agree. Oh, args. Yeah, for echo. I think for these ones, it makes sense. Input is this. Exec path. Where the frick did you come? Oh. Find executable for input is, okay. Split paths. You guys, I might have to end stream soon because I'm getting hungry. Exec path is join input. Okay. I'm gonna be honest. Okay, I might do the rest of this off stream only because I want to do a big refactor of this stuff, and I am distracted by being hungry. So I believe that means it's time. I'm demolishing a bowl of pho right now. It's so good. That is so rude. I can't believe you would say that to me. That's so fucked up. Do you know that, Hinsey? That's messed up. That's so messed up. Unforgivable. Type should iterate through the args. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, wait, handle type. So type, it's supposed to be type, and then the first, yeah. So it's a whole thing. I gotta look at what I don't remember what I implemented, like my implementation for all of this stuff. Command from string input. I just can't remember what I should have. Again, I should have added tests so that I know what the freaking what I'm even expecting in here. I think I just get, yeah, it's probably somewhere I'm like, oh, I just get the first. Maybe I don't even do anything. I don't think I split anywhere. Yeah, we'll fix it. Too bad. Ugh, I'm going to cry about it. I'm glad I'm not the only one changing everything right now. Yeah, for real. We're experiencing all of our foot guns right now. Don't worry, we're in it together. But again, I really do feel like the fact that this is a guided project where you're being walked through everything, you still have the points where, like with every greenfield project, you still have the points where you're like, oh, well, now I have a slight change I have a change in requirements, so I have to actually like refactor a whole chunk of stuff. CodeCrafter's test doesn't seem to test for evil inputs, which I don't feel great about. We got to make the evil inputs. I wonder if you could contribute. I actually don't know that I have the bandwidth to have a back and forth with them and ask them about it. TBH, little busy. But that would be cool. It'd be cool if we could add tests. But I don't think it's open source. I don't think. Alrighty, Rue. That was a fun little chatting sesh with a side of coding. I'll have to update the titles on that. Me on the video being like, yep, we're coding today, day 4. For what it's worth, I just put 4 as a random number. I was like, I don't even know how many days it's been. To be fair, it's snack time. I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful day and night and morning. We shall see who is live. Wait, is DuckDuck coding password battle royale? Dude, what are you doing? Oh. Hold on, you guys. Checking out who's around. What is this? Spheriforia. Ooh, the Spheriforia is really good. Who can create the shortest legal password? Wait, that's kind of fun. Do you guys want to do that? Do you guys want a gaming stream or a coding stream? 1 for gaming, 2 for coding. I'm shipping you off to the ether. 1 for gaming, 2 for coding. Ooh, wait, a lot of people, wait, what did I say? 1 for gaming, 2 for coding. Okay, a lot of people want coding. We go coding. Let me see who's on the software and game dev. Spheriforia is awesome. We do also have, there is also Chris Titus, Maya, Spheriforia. You guys, I always lose my mind doing this. I forget who to raid. I am going to Let's raid Chris Titus. I feel like I haven't raided Chris in like so long. No, I for sure have raided him before. Okay, one of my mods is freaking absolutely slaying. They did an actual poll for gaming or coding. It looks like, okay, coding is in fact winning. We are going to raid Chris Titus Tech. Wait, what? They have raids disabled. I can't send you there. One of my mods, you only ever have one active mod. Yo, I'm gonna... Hold on. I need to hear the excuse. Why can't I send my people to you? Wait, hold on. Oh, that's fair. He records videos on stream. I'm not that 10x. All right, you guys, you know what? We're actually gonna raid. We're gonna raid a friend of mine. We're gonna raid a friendio. Okay. So it's funny because I asked you what you wanted, if you wanted coding or gaming, but I'm gonna send you to gaming even though you didn't want it. But this guy is very funny, and I think you guys will like them. I think you will like them. So I'm gonna send you to Point Crow. He's playing a new game, and he's very funny, and I think you'll all enjoy. I think you'll all enjoy the vibes on Point Crow's stream. So definitely check him out. See if you like. See if you vibe. Elsewise, you go to someone in software and game dev. Okay. But I'm expanding, I'm broadening your horizons today. You're freaking creatures of culture, okay? So that is all. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I will see you all on Monday, and I'll keep y'all updated. We're gonna, keep working on the shell. I have nothing for you. I got freaking nothing. I hope you all just have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you crush it and get things done and be gentle, kind to yourselves. And that's all I have. That's all I have to say. Join the Discord if you want to hang out there. I also have Matrix if you are more on the Fediverse side of things. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Okay. Goodbye, you guys. Go give Point Crow some love. Let them know that I sent you. Okay. Peace out, you guys. Goodbye. Go spam your bunny emotes. Off you go. Okay. Okay, it worked. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, YouTube. See you forever.